My name is Erin Morris. I am a vice president at State Farm, and my role is leading the full product life cycle of our commercial PNC products, personal lines recreational offerings, and business to business initiatives, which would include things like sharing economy solutions for TNCs, think like a Lyft, Uber, those types of businesses.
Obviously, a lot of people are familiar with State Farm, but can you perhaps bring it to life a little bit in terms of the
Yeah,
size and
would
the
love to.
reach?
Would love to. So State Farm is a mutual company. A mutual company means that we're owned by our policyholders. We're not a stock company, which just gives us a lot of flexibility to live out our mission, which is helping people manage everyday risks, recover from the unexpected, and just achieving their dreams. I worked for this company for 25 years, and you will not find an organization that's more mission focused on customers and their needs. So since 1922, we've been around for a long time. We've grown into the nation's largest property and casualty insurer and the leading provider of auto and homeowners insurance. At State Farm, we also make business personal. We serve small business owners, and we are so well equipped to do so. We have more than 91 million policies and accounts and a network of over 19,000 agents across the country. And our agents deliver personalized solutions that address unique challenges of individuals. Who better to help a small business owner than a small business owner themselves? Think about an agent thinking for business owners by business owners.
So obviously today we're specifically talking about innovation
Yeah.
in the space of insurance and services to small, medium-sized businesses. What are your key priorities over the next, let's say, 12, 18 months when it comes to addressing this opportunity or need potentially?
Yep. It's interesting. I always, when someone asks me about innovation, I always think tech first. I don't know, I'm wired. I want to know what the newest, latest gadget is. And in my role with the whole product life cycle, I have to think about people, process, and tech. But I really want to focus on the products and the technology. I think that's really, what you're thinking about. And as a product leader, I love to talk about product development and enhancements that customers want, right? And I think about if I put my head on and I'm a small business owner, I want to work with someone that is a good company with a great reputation that provides great products. I want reasonably priced, and I want it to be so easy to work with them. So the innovations that I'm working on with my team are focused on some of those areas. So let's talk a little bit about the products. We've done a ton of work to think about how can we help meet more customer needs. That includes enhancing cyber coverage, as that becomes a real issue right now for small and mid-sized businesses. Investing in telematics and fleet management capabilities. I am so excited for all we're doing in the commercial auto space. This helps a small business owner not only manage their vehicles and fleet, but puts them more control of the premium they're paying by driving characteristics and behaviors. I know they want to know and learn right along with us how their employees are driving their vehicles, right? Also, improving the online quote experience. This helps us connect more small business owners with State Farm to be able to start quotes anytime. Agents can review and finalize quotes before issuing policies, but our goal is that we have this available in all states. Right now, it's available in a little over a quarter, almost a third of our states. I know we'll talk about this in a bit, but the new State Farm billing system replaces older platforms with much more flexible options. So customers can have control over payment scheduling, automated payments, when they want to talk with us, and real-time updates. On the tech side, business owners care about technology because this is what helps them stay competitive in a fast-changing market. And so we have to meet them where we are with that. I'm pleased to share with our progress about modernizing our policy administration system. This involves updating the most important platforms we use. So think about where we store policyholder information, the app processing, agent interactions. As we adapt and have a platform that can really flex to customers' needs, this allows us to do a lot of things. And I want to give you a couple of examples. So agents and operations can see information in real time. A majority of applications, we can lean on the customer and agents to tell us what's happening, And then that application can have straight through processing or automatic issuance. Not a lot of waiting for the small business owner to hear from State Farm about what we will and will not insure. This means a faster turnaround of documents and a much easier process. So we can focus on talking to customers about protecting their business and employees versus a transaction. And again, I'm sure you're hearing that's much more efficient. That means that we can help working on making our product as affordable as possible for our customer.
Also, on that note, then, so obviously a lot of people are feeling the pressure of increasing premiums because costs are going up for everyone, for
Yep.
you and for others. How do you think about trying to address that? Like premium finance, for example. How do you offer that? How do you integrate that? How are you evolving that, if at all, or
Yep.
changing or innovating in that space?
Yep. I think that's a great follow-up question. I appreciate you asking. Our company is laser focused right now on affordability and price for all customers. I would share that when we do focus surveys with our business owners, I expected price to be at the top of their minds. I know how hard it is to be a small business owner. Actually, service and ease comes to their forefront. They're willing to pay a little more on price. Doesn't mean I don't have actions I want to talk about, but the service and the commitment they have from an insurer is really important to them as they protect our business. We're doing things as we think about offering. The best thing about the business lines policy is having the ability to offer a la carte coverages and lower and increase liability limits and other things based upon what they need. Also think about, you might have new employees, you might have new certificates of insurance, having that process be very flexible and having premiums that commiserate with those types of exposures. So not just a one-time charge at the beginning of the year, but really thinking about how do we be flexible with our customer as their operation changes throughout the year. Something we're thinking about that I think is really important is around how we think about workers' compensation and modernizing a pay-as-you-go approach with both what you're doing with your company and how many employees you have. So that's another thing that's really on my mind.
Okay. So you mentioned already some of these things. So what do you think are the biggest unmet needs today for small business customers? Because I think that traditionally insurance companies have had a reputation of being a little bit slow moving and so on, and perhaps not being the most innovative, perhaps for good reasons. You have to, manage risk and compliance and continuity and so on. But where do you think the biggest opportunities are right now?
Yeah, I'd say I know it's daunting for me as a person to buy insurance. So think about when you have to research and purchase and manage that for as an entrepreneur. You've got evolving risks like accidents, natural disasters, lawsuits, litigation, and these emerging cyber threats. It's vital that they're proactive in protecting their business and understanding it. What's so interesting for me is that almost 50% of small businesses start in the home, and many owners even don't even think about the need for business operations insurance or believe that they're too small to require that coverage. It can come into play at any time, even when that business is in the home. A typical BOP, business owner's policy is what we call it, a BOP, provides this foundation, but it might not address the risks like you're talking about. So thinking about inflation, market challenges, we are so fortunate as a company, as I talked about, to have local agents on the ground that are really positioned to sit down with small business owners in their communities and talk about what it's like for them to be a small business owner. Like I said, we mean business because we are in the business of insuring small business owners and we have them right there locally. They can help design customized policies that address specific risks. So think about additional liability protection, commercial auto coverage, cyber liability. In some circumstances, we might see liquor liability that we offer if you're a restaurateur, but you've got to make sure that business is protected today and in the future. The other thing happens, like we've talked about, is business owners change course and business and exposures regularly. So that coverage view with the agent, just talking about how your business is doing, what you're thinking about, this helps ensure your policy evolves along with your business and there's no gaps. That really can help give a business owner peace of mind and they can be focused on growing their operation.
So I kind of want to go back a little bit to the premium finance side of things. So
Okay.
when I'm a small business, I approach one of your brokers. Are they the ones offering finance through their network of premium finance providers, or is that a service that's linked to you quoting a bind and therefore providing the finance? And is it you yourself, or do you work with a network of premium finance businesses or
Yep.
lenders?
That's a great question. We do not work with premium financing, but we have something called State Farm billing that we have done for a long time and our customers really love. This is what State Farm billing does. It helps reduce upfront payments and assists our small business owners manage cash flow, right? That's what I think we're after. Here are some tailored plans that we offer direct from State Farm, not with anyone else. We do that and use kind of our mutual orientation, our mutual advantage. We're not a stockholder company, mutual owned by our policyholders. We use that to be able to do this for them. You can choose monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or pay in full options. They can choose the schedule that best aligns with their financial situation. We have minimal down payments. For most products, only a 1 month down payment is required, and that really reduces the initial financial strain to get that insurance that they want. So we are not holding things in collateral. We're not charging an interest rate. That is simply what we do to help our customers manage everyday risks. It's another reason why I love being a part of State Farm, that we do that for our customers and allow them that flexibility.
So obviously, you do innovate in-house. Do you also ever evaluate or consider partnering with third parties, whether it's a fintech or cybersecurity firm or insurance tech company even? And if so, how do you even know what's out there? How do you screen? How do you evaluate? And who do you choose to perhaps work with? Or I don't know, maybe you invest or maybe do you acquire? How do you think about that whole ecosystem and how that contributes to your ability to innovate faster or in a
Yeah.
different way?
Yep. So we are in a long-standing conversation. We have several departments that help us collaborate and innovate and think through the buy or build problem, right? Do we buy it? Do we build it? Do we partner? Those are all decisions that we make. And our purpose as we do that is to future-proof State Farm and think about where the customer is heading and what they want. We prioritize solutions that add value to our customers so that they can trust State Farm. We think about things such as scalability, viability, and then how does it work with our existing systems. We also have a very robust data security, compliance, and customer centric model as we think through some of those things. So we collaborate with industry leaders that commit to excellence, that can work together and think about that future of small business insurance and financial services. I would say, in summary, a lot of things we do have a partnership with. So, for example, we partner with Hartford Steam Boiler to offer some of our equipment breakdown coverages for business owners. But a lot of times we find we can offer products ourselves. The Cyber Suite is another example of some partnerships with other industry leaders that are committed to excellence.
Erin, that's a fantastic note to end this on. Thank you very much for sharing your insight. Look forward to following things as they evolve and you announce new initiatives and innovations.
Thank you so much for the time and for including State Farm in your research. We are I'm thrilled to be a part of it, and it was lovely to meet you.
Thank you.